After, season 8 for me with Ink Master, my grandma came and asked me for a tattoo. I think she was like 90. I couldn't tattoo her. I can't hurt my grandma. Hey everybody, I'm Ryan Ashley. Welcome to No More Ink, the ultimate deep dive into the contestants of Ink Master, who also happen to be some of the strongest artists in the game. Today, I'm joined by Chris. So, this is your second time competing on Ink Master. Let's go all the way to the beginning where your journey began. So tell us, what season did you start on initially?
My first time being on here was season 11.
For anyone at home that hasn't followed your journey along the way, what was season 11 like for you?
Getting into Ink Master, off the bat, honestly, I wasn't in the best place. I literally just lost my job. I didn't know what I was gonna be doing. And then this was a godsend. It really was. The fallout that I had in my previous job, it kind of put me in an uncomfortable position, for just trusting people in general. So coming in, I was a little on edge with getting too close to everybody because I understood this is a competition, there's only one winner. And then to have basically all my new friends tell me to trust them, they got my back.
What happened? What was the challenge?
Oh, so I had to do color realism. We had to do So I had to do a bouquet of flowers. I was the only person who actually did a bouquet of flowers. The one girl, hers looked like a old vintage watercolor painting.
Yeah.
I was like, dope, but it's not really what they asked. And then the other kid, he literally just did 2 flowers, but it looked really pretty. So as soon as I got up on the chopping block, basically everybody on the team was like, oh, that guy, he didn't do it right. I was like, I was literally the only one who tried to do what I was told to do. I mean, it is what it is. But honestly, I don't regret it. It was awesome. It was a great experience getting to meet so many different artists and just getting to see how other people work. Just being able to compete is pretty cool.
I mean, I don't know. I believe that sometimes the universe hands you what you need when you need it. And it's hard to understand what the lessons are as it's happening to you, through all of those trials and tribulations. I don't know, I'm sorry that happened to you. I've definitely had some bad shop experiences, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It makes you reevaluate who you are as a person and as an artist, and makes you reevaluate your strength, Come back like a phoenix. So after that initial experience that you had, which it seems brutal, especially being second to, the real life situation that you were in,
And they all knew that was that was a kicker. Yeah, they were like,
what is happening?
They knew, and they were like, nah, dude, trust us, we got you. The next day, you're like, that guy. I was like, bro, I thought we were cool. I thought we were becoming friends and stuff.
Yeah. How far did you get in season 11?
I made it to 6 out of 22. So not bad.
You did really well.
I was surprised. I genuinely didn't think I was gonna get anywhere. I've literally just worked in a box for most of my career. It's literally a 6x8 box.
Really?
Yeah. We weren't allowed to go outside of our booths or anything or talk to clients. We just you come into work, you work. After the last person leaves, then you get to leave.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
That was not the situation for you. And that was the universe being a mama bird, giving you some tough love, being okay, Chris, better situations are in store for you.
It was weird. Different, but that's all I knew, so.
Yeah. Are you in a better situation now?
Now I kind of just travel and tattoo, sort of.
Good.
I just I'll do conventions or guest spots and stuff, and
Yeah.
kind of just go wherever.
Yeah, be a nomad for a little while, find your place, So how did your family and your friends that are really close to you react to your experience on season 11?
So my mom, she was super excited because she was bragging to all her friends, all the family, oh my God, my baby, he's on TV and all that shit. My brother, he was he's super laid back about everything. So he was all right, you ain't win, but you did good. So it was that was cool. My dad, he was excited. It was the first time he actually looked at my trade as an actual job. For most of my career, he was when are you going to start working at the post office or something? When are you going to get a real job? It's Dad, I am doing a real
This
job.
is a real
like,
job,
it
yeah.
is. I know it doesn't seem like
Yeah.
it, but like, nah, I'm doing something.
So given this, crazy journey, this intense background story that you have both in your personal life and your previous experience in this competition, how did you feel when you got that call to come back now for season 14? What was kind of going through your mind?
I'm like, bro, what the f? Like, you guys actually want me back? Huh, okay. Like, I don't got nothing else better to do. Like, so.
Well, maybe they felt like you still had a lot to prove.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still weird. Like, it's weird. Because, like,
What's weird?
all of this, like, all of it in general, if I'm on the road, like, I'm in my little spot, like, I'll
Yeah.
do my drawings and stuff. If somebody likes it, cool. If not, all right, like, okay, I'll see you. It's
Yeah.
nice meeting you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, keep it moving. But like, to get asked to be back here, like, with so many other talented artists, I'm like, oh, like, what am I gonna do? And it's like, oh, now we're going somewhere new. It's gonna be a whole different thing. There's new judges now. I don't know what to expect from anybody. All I know is like, I hope I can like still do some cool drawings that people like, you know? That's pretty much it.
So coming from that sort of experience where like you weren't really necessarily like taken under somebody's wing in a loving way, you kind of had a rough upbringing in the tattoo world. Going from that and that being your reality, tattooing in your little box, as you say, then coming into this grandiose, ink master shop, this big ink master studio with all of these artists from all over the country who all specialize in different things, who are all amazing. How was that?
Humbling, and I was just awe-inspiring, Because like, holy like, I'm with these guys. Like, what the like, that's crazy. I'm from South Jersey. Like, I tattoo on the road because I don't have a shop. Like, I'm just like figuring it out as I go along, and then to be asked to be back here with like, you, with Nico, with like, Ami, like, do I really stack up with these guys? Like,
through all of that experience competing, do you feel like you picked things up from them?
oh yeah, like within the first day, like just getting to watch like Deanna, the way that she applied a tattoo, like it reminded me of one of my buddies from, traveling on the road. The way he applies his black and gray is like the same way that she applies for a tattoo. I was like, oh, no, I've seen somebody work like that. I understand now a little bit more.
Clicks.
Yeah, it clicked. And I was like, okay, let me try to figure out how I can like apply in that kind of way. Cause like what I was doing was like, hey, honestly, the way that she tattoos, like it comes out better than some of the stuff that I do. Like, I can admit that. Like, she is super talented. Same with like everybody there. Like, the way that they approach tattoos is just so different. But it's like, okay, maybe I don't agree with everything, but I can still learn from it, And it was like cool to get to see that and like kind of pick their brains and like just watch, to be able to watch and see like, oh, okay. So that's how, like, as simple as like talking to Pon and getting to see like how he holds his machine, which is like completely different from me. I was like, oh, I get that, I understand. And like his tattoo lineage is just like mind-blowing. I'm like, oh my God, like, what the
it's a once in a lifetime experience and once in a lifetime opportunity. So having that awe-inspiring moment, right? That epiphany of like, wow, I'm here now with these people. Everyone is so incredible from all over the place, all of this information. Did that make it really tough for you to compete?
If we're gonna be honest, like you're only as good as your last tattoo.
Yeah.
So like realistically, that shit shouldn't matter. Like you should just be trying to do better than your last piece. So like regardless of what everybody else is doing, I have no control over that. I'm cool with that. All I can do is like try to progress with each piece, whether it just be like making sure my line works a little bit cleaner, making sure that I can punch in color a little bit better, making sure my gradients are a bit smoother. Just like baby steps, just little simple things I do have control over. That's what I try to focus on.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like how I like to approach my tattoos.
So how did you feel when, during the season 14, you got color realism, the same kryptonite, that kryptonite color realism that took you out season 11?
Well, I mean, the last time I did it, like, I didn't do a bad job. Debatably, it was the only one who actually did what I was supposed to do. And then I was like, oh great, here we go again.
Do you feel like through this experience, your time this round was cut short?
It's like, do I think I should have got kicked off? Not necessarily, but that's not up to me. Like, that's not my call.
Yeah.
Art is subjective, and that's the beauty of it, you know? Regardless if I believe I was like kicked out a little early or not, like, just ain't up to me.
I mean, you do have an opinion though, because art is subjective and you are an artist.
I mean, okay, so a frog and a dog. Like, everybody likes dogs. I get it, it's dope. I think the frog came out pretty cool. I think it was like...
It was very cool.
I think it came out like pretty realistic. I think it came out closer to the picture than like the other one, but hey, you know, that's just not my call. That's cool.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, it
Yeah.
ain't that deep. If I ever get to compete again, I probably won't do a frog again, you know?
Is that something you'd like to do? You think you'd like to come back round 3?
If I'm given the opportunity, like, I most likely won't say no. I'm like, hey, like, it is a dope opportunity. And it's like, there's thousands of people who would kill to be in this spot. And like,
There's tens of thousands,
like,
hundreds of thousands.
Like, I'm cognizant of that. Like, I
Yeah.
understand, like, I've got to talk to people. Like, I don't know, like, I never thought I'd get to be in this kind of position. I draw on people, like,
Yeah.
it's weird, no?
Yeah.
like, getting to talk to you,
Yeah.
and like, I have pictures of mine drawn.
Yeah,
like,
look at
like, it's
star.
weird. Like, nah, like, it's
You
just,
gotta own it. You gotta
it's
own it and
weird.
believe it.
It's interesting. It's different, it's weird, but like, I'm here for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
So through all of these crazy experiences, you know, everything that you went through pre-season 11, through season 11, through season 14, how do you project your life changing now after season 14, after the second round?
honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I don't want to put any expectations on it. That's like the fun of the journey,
Yeah.
you know? It's like, I genuinely have no clue.
Yeah.
At the time, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I genuinely don't. Like, I don't know what the I'm doing at the time. I'm just like,
Just riding the wave?
yeah, I'm like, oh, where am I going this month?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like the journey so far has carried you to a path of, you know, self-awareness, really figuring out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what makes you happy, where makes you happy. So I encourage you to keep it going and, you know, keep the momentum, keep the inspiration, and have fun along the way.
Thanks.
Yeah. Chris, it was awesome having you here. I'm glad we got to catch up and clarify some things. I think you're lovely. I think your tattoos are awesome. And I want you to believe in yourself as much as so many other people believe in you.
Yeah,
Someday.
I'm trying.
Someday.
I'm getting there.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today. And don't forget to keep checking out the Ink Master YouTube for everything Ink Master.